I don't know if any of you saw the film delle, nuvole, Beyond the Clouds. Was it released here? With John Malkovich, exactly. Michelangelo was a very close friend, and we met one day at a film festival in Cannes, and Michelangelo was a very elegant man, truly one of the most elegant men I ever saw, and one of the most outspoken and best speaking man I ever met. I mean, he really knew how to express himself. And then from one day to another, I heard that he had lost his ability to speak. He had a stroke and couldn't speak anymore. He had a vocabulary that was reduced to 10 monosyllabic words. But apart from that, Michelangelo was totally in control of his mind and his mental abilities. The stroke had reached an area that controls the speech, but nothing else. He was as intelligent, as smart, as funny than ever, but he just couldn't speak. So for a director, obviously that's a hard drawback. Because Michelangelo for a long, long time tried to make another film, and it always failed because of, believe it or not, production guarantees. Because whenever he got a movie together, it ended up not being made because the insurances didn't want to back it, because they said a director who can't speak is too much of a risk. So, and finally, in '95, I got a letter from a producer friend who said, again, we have a film project with Michelangelo, and he would really like to direct it and do it. We're facing the same problem as always. So Michelangelo asked me to ask you if you could come in as the standby director, so that the insurance knows that in case there's any problem, the next day somebody else continues. And I said, if that is a condition that Michelangelo can make another movie, I'll gladly come. So we made this film together. And I was Michelangelo's assistant, more or less, through the whole process of writing and looking for locations and casting and shooting. And I never really, for 1 minute, had to become the standby director. I became a little bit his voice during the shooting, because it was difficult to convey to the crew sometimes exactly what he wanted. Michelangelo could draw with his left hand, but he couldn't speak. And it was an incredible experience to see somebody who could not speak make exactly the film that he wanted to make, with every frame exactly like he wanted to make it. And the film looks like nobody else could have made it but Michelangelo, without language. It was really one of the greatest experiences of my life. And before I did it, before I went to Rome and to start this film with Michelangelo, I had a talk with Jean Moreau, because Jean had made a film with Michelangelo, La Notte. Maybe some of you have seen it. So I said to Jean, listen, Michelangelo wants to do this film and I'm going to help him, but how difficult is it going to be for him to make a film without speaking? I mean, you know him so much better than I do. And she laughed. She laughed. She has this incredible laugh. You know her voice. You must know her voice. She has a laugh like no other woman on this planet. She laughed and then she said, it's a piece of cake. He made Il Volo without me, without ever speaking a word to me. So, no problem for him. Go ahead, do this. So, That's as much as directors have to rely on language.